Footsie propaganda on the FTC on NBC. If you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. So I recently had made those footsie videos, like very in-depth footsie videos, because I've never seen anyone really talk about footsies like in a correct way. Thinking about it, you know, in my sort of time, so to speak, of playing video games, fighting games, sort of, right? And a lot of people say footsies is stuff that isn't even footsies, right? And a lot of stuff is very generic stuff and doesn't really go in depth. Even like that, all that proximity blocking stuff that I showed. It's like people say proximity block. Oh, if attack isn't hitting you, you still block. But no one's really talked about how just whiffing moves can actually allow you to be able to throw faster and get different distances as well because of the lag time. I've never seen anyone talk about it in a more in-depth way. And people just say neutral and all this kind of shit. But anyway, I'm thinking about that now because I had seen this video. I've actually heard about this video, but I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through. And to be honest, I still didn't watch it all the way through. But I just saw this, and remember I said footsies was really because back in the day, you know what I mean? Especially when you think about something like Street Fighter 2, when Ryu still had we said priority, and we didn't talk about things like hitboxes and hurtboxes back then. But, you could not fireball as a poke until Championship Edition, right? You know what I mean? Because the way that, again, the hitboxes and hurtboxes work. We didn't say that back in the day. We just thought it was better. But, you couldn't beat a lot of moves with Ryu unless you were mashing on duck short. And so you duck short to it was like your sort of force field. And then just like I said, and then when a guy would try to get in, you could dragon punch. And then, of course, this is going to be turbo. You know what I mean? So then once you got the championship in turbo, you could hurricane kick, right? But this is exactly what I'm saying. Like, even an old video like this, right? So watch.
Against Dalsim, get as close as possible and throw low short kicks. Here's what happens when Dalsim tries to attack. Dalsim's only alternative is to drill, but if he tries that, counter with a hurricane kick.
And it's crazy to me, like, I made those videos recently, just, I don't know, what was it, about a month or so ago, and I made videos about alpha, how, footsies even changed. But like I said, it's just crazy to me because these like fake OGs talking about what footsies is, and it's like, man, you can even go back and I guess apparently look at videos like this, and that is what footsies was. Ryu like footsies with you. You know what I mean? Because that was his best poke to try to get in. Because he didn't have a long range poke, but his footsies, his duck short was like, a sort of impenetrable wall. And that's why I've always even said when I've talked about things like fucking Karnav's Revenge. Karnav's Revenge is like Street Fighter 2 on steroids, the way that footsies work, because duck shorts are so fast, and it's almost like a priority system the way that hurtboxes and hitboxes work in that game. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting because I saw that and I'm like, wow, you can actually, it's just weird to me because there really is so much knowledge on the internet for people to be naive, right? There's almost no reason to be naive about video games and about, being naive is really your own fault, so to speak. Although, of course, I guess there is propaganda. Like I said, footsie propaganda. People probably are, gullible enough that, oh, this content creator, he tells me this is what footsies is, so I'm going to believe him, even though that's not what footsies even was, But, so yeah, I guess maybe I shouldn't say, I guess maybe there's definitely people trying to make you gullible or trying to make you naive because they themselves are naive or they have a ulterior motive, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I just thought about that I guess, you can even look at this stuff in this VHS tape, I guess. I think I'd only ever seen the combo thing from it. I don't even recall this, but and I skimmed through some other stuff, and there's more stuff about duck short and stuff like that. So again, really, that's what I was talking about in those videos, that footsies was Ryu's duck short. And since most people back in the day played Shotos, or if you're thinking about Street Fighter 2, I guess you would have played Guile and Dawson. There might be if there's someone was better, but generally speaking, even though Ryu and Ken were bad in the game, a lot of people played that. And you said, oh, playing footsies with the guy, tap, 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 tap. You know what I mean? So, and again, you can watch all those footsie videos because again, I made those videos because I was like, wow, there's really not any videos on the internet that I've ever seen or any fucking wiki actually really talking about what footsies really even was. back in the day, and now it just means fucking some sort of all-encompassing neutral. And then when you have someone that even tries to talk about footsies, they'll say in such a sort of generic fashion, it's not even, you know. But anyway, I actually had thought of another thing I could probably do for footsies or something like that. And I was even thinking, you know, I make those really nerdy videos about how I would change Street Fighter. I was even thinking maybe I should talk about what normals I would even give characters and stuff like that for footsies and just in general, because I don't agree with a lot of normals that are in games nowadays. At least for Shotos, again, I don't think that, you know, an example, I don't think that Ryu should probably even have his stand medium kick that he has, you know, that sort of like side kick kind of thing. I generally don't think that Shotos should have low hitting pokes or that you have to that you can duck and still be hitting by. I just don't think that, you know, so when I talk about archetype type of characters and stuff like that, you know what I mean? All characters shouldn't have those kind of pokes. It kind of, again, homogenizes the game, actually. Anyway, remember if you like videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.